Hello, everybody. I'm happy to be back with another Young Indian, part of the Voice of the Young series. Right now, we have with us Ridhay Ahuja. Let's listen to him. Over to you, Ridhay.
Hello everyone, my name is Ridhay Ahuja. Currently, I'm pursuing BCom program from Shivaji College, University of Delhi. So, sir, before when you messaged me first through LinkedIn, I was like really confused. Which topic I should speak on because I'm not that I have not achieved that academic excellence, or I have not achieved that scholarship, that fantasy package of 50 LPA that teenagers really used to fascinate about. So the most suitable topic which I could thought of was the dynamic shift from school life to college life, and it was very different for me. And I'm really interested to share it with you.
Okay.
So the first thing which happened. So let's just start from the 12th standard. We have just completed our 11th standard. We have our hopes high. We are like really confused now, what we have to do now. But my focus was very clear. I had to do NDA. I had to serve for the Indian Army, and my whole picturization for the world and how I will live my life, it was very clear. Serving in a JNK, doing something for my country. But the shocker came when I was diagnosed with stage 2 cancer
Oh,
in 12th class. And
wow.
I'm not talking about it 5 years back. It was just last year, 2023.
Wow.
Just
I'm
one
sorry to
month,
hear it. Really.
just no, just one month into my 12th standard, and I was diagnosed with stage 2 cancer. It was a tumor near my heart. So all the hopes, all the serving military, etc., all that I had just had a black face in front of me. So first, I was really confused. What I should look upon first, whether it was my parents, whether I have to focus academically, or whether I had to keep up with their hopes of doing something with my career, and also financially because cancer takes a huge amount and it is a huge burden. So the first thing I did, uh, I consoled my parents that I could do 12th class because they were saying that you should just take a drop and you just focus on your health, and academics can be looked upon later. It was a really the lowest point of my life, so I was really confused. Then things happened eventually just before the boards, 1 month before the boards, December 2023. I got a good news that I am in remission, which means as of now I don't have any cancer left in my body. So there would be certain tests which would happen every 3 months. So, but I just got to know now I'm clear. I can focus on my boards. I have 3 months. I can give my 100%, and so I scored decently well, keeping in mind I didn't attend school. I didn't attend any tuitions. I scored 88%, which I think is pretty much okay. So what happened next was then a conventional way because I couldn't keep up with military, NDA, etc. Neither I can give any government exam. So the conventional way of doing how your parents expect from you, you have to first clear your college, then you have to go for a wonderful corporate job. So what happened next was I gave my CUT exam. I scored 665 out of 800. I got Shivaji College in my second round. So when I first went to college, because I didn't have much friends in school also, because I didn't went to school entire year. So the school part of the friends part, like you meet new friends, it was okay for me. So when I went to college, the first thing I heard, so I asked some of my new friends, how much was your score? And they said, भाई हमारा score तो 528 था. And I'm like, 528. I have scored 665. You are sitting in same class as mine. How is it possible? And then he said, I applied through some quota system, so I'm sitting here. From the first feeling I felt there, it was like 90% was anger because I suffered so much, and here I am sitting. I've not applied through any quota. I could have applied through PWD quota, but I thought not. I will not misuse it. I will not misuse it because through December I was okay. And I have been following this much. I've been not abusing the quota, which many of the students do. It was really angry. Then I asked some other students. It was only 40%. I would say 30 to 35%. They had scored like me, like 665, 664, 670. And most of them were 528, 550, even 450. And I'm like, how are you sitting? And they're like, we have quota system. We are through some certain quota, like single girl child quota, military quota, caste quota, which I would not like to say here. And like really bad feeling, because they were sitting in the same class. I had worked so much for this, and I'm sitting here, and they are sitting in the same class with me. It was like very unfair for me, because like I said, so it was the first shocker which came in my college. Then it was not, I didn't feel like going the next day, because I just felt like it was unfair for me to go there. But I was like, it's okay. I should go. I have to learn from the teachers, not from the students. So the next day I went to the class. The classes were cancelled, and the first subject I had to get the first my first lecture. It was Hindi, and I'm like, You get taught Hindi in BCom?" And they are like, "Yes, it is one of the mandatory subject." And I was like, I was not being told about it, that I have to study Hindi. Otherwise, I would not have taken BCom. And they were like, "No, it's rule of Delhi University." And I'm like, I have not heard any rule. I'm not rule. I've not heard anything like that. And like, no, no, you have to. And the next shock was, there is not one Hindi subject. There are two Hindi subjects. One is AC and one is G. And I'm like, how will I study this? My interest is company law. My interest is business law. Why should I study Hindi? And they're like, no, you have to study Hindi. It is one of the credit based system which gets later add up to your final GPA. And I'm like, okay, uh, another day, another shocker. I'll get through it. I'll get through it. And the environment, it was not really good, as I told you, because I couldn't find myself not. I couldn't find friends like me, or some personality which I could adjust with. Either they were like really, really, really good, or like really, really not something middle like me, because I'm neither really good, neither really bad. So another day, another shocker. And next day, I messaged one of my senior, same course, through LinkedIn. So I messaged him, how do you study here? Like, what is the scenario here? And then I found out you have to fill an examination form, which is examination form differently. In school, you don't have to fill an examination form. You get a date sheet. The exams are conducted, and it is mandatory to attend. And here I found out what you have to fill an examination form. Then you will get an admit card, enrollment number, and various other procedure. Like it is a whole procedure like you have to follow. And I was like, okay, from which book we have to study? They said, यार इसमें पढ़ना बीकॉम में पढ़ना जरूरी नहीं होता. 2 दिन पहले पीडीएफ आता है, उससे पढ़ो. एंड आई वाज लाइक, व्हाट? कुछ तो होगा यार, कुछ तो पढ़ना होगा. एंड दे आर लाइक, नो, यू डोंट हैव टू स्टडी एनीथिंग, because BCom is very easy course. And I'm first I let me clear, I had a choice between BCom and BCom honors. I chose BCom because I'm doing company secretary side by side, and it is it is said to be it is said to choose BCom with company secretary to open various career fields in future. If you choose BCom honors, it is sort of pressure for you to manage both. So I chose BCom. I could have gotten BCom honors, but no, I chose BCom. It was my choice. So they told me कि ऐसे ऐसे होता है. You don't have to study much in college. You just have to you just have to take part in case comps. And I was like, what is this new term, case comps? I've never heard of it. And they're like, case competitions. Surf through LinkedIn and you will find out eventually. Eventually, I surfed through LinkedIn and I found out what case competitions were. There are certain competition, like you have to think as a consultant of a particular company, of how a company can grow. Like you have to do some certain SWOT analysis, special analysis, etc. And this was the first thing which excited me much in college. Neither it were my friends, for my teachers, neither my syllabus. The case competition, it was the best thing that I got in my college. I was able to see I was able to see some beautiful PPTs. It was made by my seniors, very deeply designed and very informative. Like it just opened a new portal, you can say, which I can go through and explore my career opportunities if I have to take part in it. That was the best thing. And another thing which I really liked in college, frankly speaking, was there was no hierarchy in college, no in charge. Like I earlier mentioned, it was a Hindi class. I didn't want to attend that class. I never attend that class. So it is not something like that. There would be a whole announcement, where is Ridhay Ahuja, you have to come, you have to attend that particular class. In school, if you miss a particular class, your teacher calls your coordinator, and coordinator calls principal calls your parents, why he's not attending a particular class while he's in being school. Though, so there is a whole hierarchy level which is not followed in college. That was the best thing. That case comps and this, it was the best thing that I don't have to see. So you're not audible.
I'll just put you on pause for a second. We'll come back. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we are back out of the pause. Ridhay, please continue.
So where I was, I just completely forgot where I was. I guess I was in the hierarchy level, which is followed
Yeah.
in school and not followed in college.
Yes.
It was one of the best thing which has happened in college. You don't have to answer anyone why I'm not attending that particular class. And those were the best two things, that case comps and the no hierarchy level. Whichever class I have to attend, I can attend that class, whichever interest I have had. And also, if I'm a BCom student, if I go and sit in the eco honors class, no one is noticing me. If I want to go in that particular class, I can go. Unless and until if students say that no, he's not, their teachers won't generally don't have any problem. They are not much attentive if I get cancelled, because of, no, it's the reality. And one thing which I certainly missed about the school was I had no pressure. There was a certain timetable followed in school. You have to wake up at 6, 6 to you have to wake up 6, 8 o'clock. My bus is waiting. 8 to 2 there is school. Then you come, sleep, do whatever you want. You have to mandatory go to tuition for 2 hours, and just come home, watch movie, and then sleep. I don't have any career pressure what I have to do in my life. I can do whatever I want, and I can choose whatever I want to do in that particular day. I can skip that day, or I can just relax in day. And when I entered college, it was just like a whole burden falling upon me. I saw my seniors, Harshit Shri. He had a Vidped session with you. That guy, he has achieved so much. He I guess he was in the achievement cell, and you look at him, and you are like, I want to reach his position in 2 years. What he has achieved, he has achieved so much. And he had the case comps. He only introduced me to the case comps. He's a very lovely dude. And that's the college life. You serve through LinkedIn, and the first thing, I'm very thrilled to announce that I've achieved that. Next post, I'm thrilled to announce that, and I'm sitting at home, and I'm doing nothing. I have just my pile of books, and I'm just reading that. Most of them are not really true. They are a more exaggerated version of what they have achieved. But yeah, they are. It brings your morale down. That I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting at home attending my college, and it is an off-campus college. It is not a north campus, not south campus. Not much opportunities that you have. And yeah, that much I what I felt going through college. Deep sense of connection I felt with few friends, I guess, which were like me. uh, some underprivileged uh, children I met in my college, who were really grateful that they are in University of Delhi through their hard work, neither through some quota system, which really angers everyone in Delhi University, and it's a fact. So you also know, if you have taken some with pads with other children of the university of this university, they all refer to this. And the case comps, which are really interesting, which I'm looking forward to take part in. I'm constantly studying about it. Yes, that much I would like to speak about that.
Okay, I think first let me congratulate you on the achievements so far. I can't imagine what it feels like. I can't even imagine what it feels like to be diagnosed with a serious disease when you are that young. It is a shock, and it's an achievement to even absorb it and recover from it and come here and talk about something else. Whether you are angry about it or you are happy about it, your mind is somewhere else. So that's, I would say, a great achievement. Honestly, it is, because
Thank you, sir.
your mind is on what you want to do now. It's very
Yes,
important.
sir.
I think it's a very important lesson for all. That your mind is, you found things in college that you liked, you didn't like this, that, and all fine, but you've cut through all of it. You've cut through it. That noise and confusion and clutter, South Campus, North Campus, non-campus, all that, and said, look, this is me. This is what I'm going
Yes,
to do, right? I
yes, sir.
hear it. I hear it.
Yes, sir.
And that is actually the way to be. It's one thing to say, I've done 17 internships, 14 this, 12 that, 8 this, that. It's another thing to say, I've discovered myself,
Yes, sir, of course.
right? So you are catering to yourself. You're not catering to the whole wide world, being pulled here, pushed there, do this,
Yes.
do that. They say, no, I'm me. This is
Yes, sir.
me. Okay. I want to be a company secretary. So I won't choose honors. And I don't want to learn Hindi because I want to learn company law. Thank
Yes.
God I don't have to go to the class. Okay, fine. So you have discovered yourself, and that's a remarkable achievement, I would say. In the end, it matters a lot to know who you are. It
Yes,
really
sir.
matters a lot. Subjects, yes, anybody can learn. They teach you so many different things. Some of them are needed later, some of them are not needed later. But what is needed at this point is first to know who you are. That's very good achievement. And second, to decide that, look, I can learn the things I want to learn.
Yes.
And it will pay off. Because still, BCom is a very honorable degree, and no one cares. Oh, you are from this college, that college.
Yeah, yeah.
Get it? I am this, and you will be able to sell your own self to others when the time comes for job interview and things. Because there's a lot of respect for somebody who's saying, listen, I hope I fit into your organization, but this is me.
Yes, yeah. Oh,
I take it or leave it. I would love to be there, but this is me. I'm not saying to you, I will be what you want me to be. This is me. Okay, so I think it's a great achievement. You should be proud of yourself, and your parents should also be proud of you that you have done this. Okay, and you have, gone through quite a bit. And I think I've
yes.
said enough. Now let me leave it to you to talk some more about, how you look for what you see for yourself in the future.
So what I can see up in 5 years, and
Yeah.
not typical job interview. What I would like to share in 5 years, I have some certain goals which I've set. Like in 5 years, I have to be in a position that like every Bollywood boy, like not I've grown up watching movies, so I've always wanted a sports bike. It was like my dream. Not being materialistic, but there are some things like you have to achieve through some monetary goals that you have, like say, reach a certain monetary aspect, achieve financial freedom. Everyone has it. Like everyone has it. You ask anyone, everyone has it. What I have to achieve is one sports bike. Like it's my set aside, and a good career established, a CS firm, which where I can provide my specialities to other companies and all CS trainees. Like CS trainees which comes, they are not being paid. They are not being paid well enough. They are being paid like 2K, 3K after studying for 8 to 10 hours. You are being paid 3,000, 4,000. It is not like, and also the main organization, they are also taking time. I also have to do something for the CS company secretary community, purchase that, and looking forward, if I don't ever get that thing back, that harmful thing back, which my doctor said that you could have. I really don't listen to doctors, and I really don't want that. And I just want my life to be good without any health which I faced during my 12th, because I didn't enjoy my 12th like every other kid. They were much focused academically. They lived. They know how the 12th standard is. I never lived that. I always wanted to live that. There is sense of remorse. I guess a sense of guilt. I never lived that. It will be always be there with me. I guess
Yeah,
that would I would like to
yeah,
have.
I agree with you that it will all. What I will say is that it will diminish in importance. It will be there, and there will always be a little haunting fear and a little bit of fear, because cancer is something to be scared of.
Every night, sir. Every night.
Yeah,
Every night.
it's something to be scared of. But I do, speak not because I have had this experience, but there are people I know who have had cancer, and you can live with it. You can live
Yes.
with it.
I just don't want to public. What do you say? I just don't want to say to everyone that I had this. Please give me this. Please give me this job just because I had it. I faced a lot. I don't want to say to anyone. When the college admissions were happening, there is PWD certificate. I was getting that. I was getting
What
that
is
very easily.
PWD? What is PWD?
Patient with disability.
Okay.
Like you have scribblers while writing boards. I had around 30-35 stitches. I just had a major surgery. I had 35 stitches. So my school advised me to make a PWD certificate, because they said it would help you in getting a good college. It would help you it would help you secure North Campus. And I was like, I'm not telling anyone that in college. Also, no one in my college knows. It would be the first time if I share this to my college. It would be the first time they would know about it. It's been about 2-3 months in college, I guess, and nobody knows about it. आई डोंट वांट एनीवन कि वो ये देख ना, इसको 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 कैंसर था ना, देख ये इसलिए ये नॉर्थ कैंपस में बैठा हुआ है, इसकी बस की नहीं थी, बिना बिना कैंसर के ये आ नहीं पाता इधर. सो आई एम लाइक, आई एम ओके इन ऑफ कैंपस. आई हैव अचीव्ड थ्रू माई सेल्फ. आई हैव नॉट मिल्क माई कैंसर कि देख मुझे था. आई हैवंट टोल्ड एनीवन.
Wonderful.
Yes.
I think
Yes,
it's
sir.
a very, very forward-looking strategy. You don't want pity.
Yes,
You don't
exactly. I
want
don't want pity.
you don't want pity. You want
Yes.
to be equal.
Whatever I want to achieve, I could do it myself. I was
That
achieving when I didn't had that. I will.
so
I
that
will.
means you want to be equal. You don't want to
Yes, sir.
be in the pity. Oh, poor fellow, poor fellow, poor fellow. Then you
Exactly,
don't
sir.
have a normal life. You need a normal life in
Exactly.
which it's you are who you are, not people shouldn't talk of you as, oh, Ridhay, the cancer survivor. They should talk.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
They should talk to
They were
you.
telling me. They were telling me, sir, just 2 to 3 days back, you took Vidped of Shikhar Amlani,
Yes,
if I remember.
yes,
He's a very close friend of mine. He just
yeah,
lives near my house. It is just 2 blocks away. He
yeah.
told me, you can talk about your cancer if you want. And I'm like, no, I have more than 100 of things I could talk about why cancer. He was like, no, you could get some sort of sympathy from sir. And I'm like, no, sir knows. Sir has seen world more than me. He knows how the world works. So I was like, no, I'm not talking about that. And I'm okay if the conversation is going like that. I'm really okay.
No, you don't need, the thing is, you don't need pity and sympathy.
Yes,
They
exactly.
are not the right way for a young person. Sympathy and pity don't work. And when you are old, yes, it's different, but not when you
Hmm.
are this young. So I'm glad you have taken the right path. And certainly, I congratulate you for your resolve and for your guts. You know, a gutsy person is what is needed in this world, not a weak person who doesn't have a gut. You have a spine, you have a gut, and you have some irritation. Why the hell am I here when others are not qualified and they are here? But it's okay, this is life. The world is like that. Not everything is fair, and you have had a lot of unfair things happen to you. But I think you have come through it. You have come through it. And as I said, you've cut through the clutter and found your path.
Yes. Sir,
And
can I ask you one question?
yeah, please.
Sir, I was watching your academic achievements. Even at sir, how are you so like interested in that thing even at this age? How are you so inspired?
Okay, okay.
Uh,
I'll tell you two things. Okay, first,
so motivation,
yeah,
so
okay.
much
First,
motivation.
first of all, your family background matters a huge amount. And I was very lucky to be born in the family that I was born. My mother was born around 1920. At that time, the literacy rate for women in India was 1%. Okay. She was fluent in English and mathematics. Not only she could read, write good English, speak good English, and she could teach us basic algebra. So she had come up from a very progressive community in Agra, Radha Swami group. They're very, very progressive and very, very liberal. And it was today when I look and say, wow, most people I talk to, even, like my classmates and all, I mean, 1% literacy. And yet she was not fluent. And her mother, my nani, used to write letters to her in Hindi. So she was not just able to read, she was able to write. They used to send each other postcards. Those days, that was the only way. So my mother used to write to her mother on postcards in Hindi, and she would get a reply in Hindi. So my nani was born around 1890. So can you imagine at that time I looked up the data in the 1901 census, literacy rate for women was 0.5%. So who am I compared to these women? Nothing. They achieved so much. And of course, they had to be traditional housewives and mothers and all that. They didn't have jobs outside, but they were very qualified. And my father was no less. He was an MA in history from St. Stephen's College. He had a BA and MA in history from St. Stephen's College. My grandfather, on my father's side, we have books which he had bought in English, and he had some written comments on it. He was born, 1880? So this is the legacy of the family. So when I was growing up, for the first 8, 9 years, we were in small towns of Rajasthan. There was nothing there in terms of education or connections or anything. Even the newspapers used to come from the Delhi by train 2 days late. We didn't have any radio at our home. We were just out there in the wild, remote wild places. Places so small that even today you never not know their names. But at home, it wasn't like that. And there was no throughout, there was no thing like, okay, have you done your homework? Have you done this? It was understood that you are going to do it. And you are going, so that was really the best start that anybody could have in a family in which learning was in the air. It was in the air. You didn't have a strict parent saying, have you done your homework? Have you done the ignore it. My youngest brother, we were several siblings. By the time my youngest brother was growing up, nobody even cared what he was doing. He himself did not know when his school exams are. He was just like wasting his time. But then he got into Delhi University and he topped it in history. I said, Satish, you decided that you didn't study 11 years. Now you decided to study. What is it? He said, yeah, school mein kya padhai karna? Ab kar liye. So it was in the air, that you just got gold, did well. There was nothing to think about, okay? And he told me, Subodh, you didn't top Delhi University. I said, I was too lazy. I should have topped, but I was too lazy to work there. So it was there. And what was also there right from the start was a bit of non-conformism with the ability. So like even ninth standard, we were in a very strict school. You couldn't open your mouth in front of your teachers. But my English teacher, one day he offered me secretly an option. He said, if you don't want to do your homework, please don't do it. Because some others should not know, so just enter, give me a blank notebook. I'll give you a pass mark even if you don't do it. Why? Because when you don't feel like doing your homework, you do a very bad job. And when you feel like doing your homework, you do a very good job. And I never made any outline for any essay or anything. I thought, what is it? Outline for what? I'll just write it. So, I mean, the skills were there, it was from the family and learning and so on. So the skills were there, even though we were in a very small town, Jaipur, we were isolated. And there were no, today what you call as general knowledge books. There were no general knowledge books. But there was, when I was in 8th standard, we took an all India test in general knowledge. Now, I'm from small town of Jodhpur. There are no libraries, nothing. But I was top in India because of the family. My school couldn't believe it. So what? I couldn't believe it. But how can I? There are all these students in the fancy schools, Mayo College, Doon School, where the teachers are teaching everything. Ours was just a run-of-the-mill, decent school. Nothing special. Nobody was teaching us anything. And but just the family was like that. So the base that's what it is. And then always the desire to do something creative and something new was always there. And so, people didn't hire me to do what they wanted to do, what they were doing. People would say, look, you are going to think fresh and you are going to do this. And I said, look, I don't know, think about what you are doing. They say, yeah, we know that you don't know anything, but please come and think about it and give us a new way to look at it. So because I had that, even as I was young, I had that sort of aura that, look, he will think it through. He doesn't know.
Company pays for the mind.
Yeah, there's a place, one of my first assignments for the World Bank was to analyze natural gas in Indonesia. And I told the team leader that, look, I don't know anything about Indonesia and I don't know anything about natural gas. He said, no, it's okay. I said, don't blame me later because I don't know a thing. He said, it's okay. It's okay. And then what happened was that, there was a big team. We used to go to Indonesia and I didn't understand a thing. Then one day there was a senior guy in the team, a retired guy from India. And he asked me, Subodh, do you even know what's happening here? I said, no, sir. I have no idea what is happening here. I don't understand it. He says, okay, very good. He used to also live in the US. He says, you come to my home. He used to live in another town. He says, you come to my home, my wife will look after you. You spend 2 days with me, we will write the report. I will give you the facts and understanding. You gave me the analysis. So he trusted me. So like that, it was just a continuing way to think and from first principles, to think from first principles. Don't look at what others have done. And this is what I'm also telling young people. Think People say you should think out of the box. And I say, no, it's nothing. Think where there is no box, like this Vidped. It's not a variation of what anybody else does. It meets its own objective in a place where nobody has gone. Understand the situation, and I'll just explain to you. I knew that young people in India today, some of them like you, are very good because they have access to technology and they've taken advantage of their technology, and they have okay. This I knew. Point number two, Indian society doesn't recognize it and doesn't give them a chance to speak. Point number three, after the pandemic, everybody is into video. Before that, we were not. My generation, we were in text. So now we are in video. Fine. Why don't I change this thing? So I summarized it in 4 words. Seniors speak, juniors listen. To myself, this is the situation in India. I'm going to flip it. Juniors will talk and I
Junior
will
speak, senior listen.
Yes. After that, everything else is a detail. So get your concepts very clear. The World Bank then asked me to design a rural electrification solar program in Indonesia, the first of its kind in the world. Anywhere, we didn't have this. And I told them that, look, when I can define it in 7 to 10 words, then I'll know what we are going to do. So I defined it like this. We went to rural places and all. But I said, look, I see that many homes have motorcycles. Next, I will sell them solar systems. They have mobility, which is the most important thing. You have to go somewhere. Now they will conquer the night with solar systems on their rooftops. That's it. Concept was simple. That it is treat solar systems as the next purchase after a motorcycle. So the target families are those who have already invested in a motorcycle. They have got the mobility. Now they want the light. The rest is all details. Work it out. But we did work it out, and then we copied it in Sri Lanka, and now it's running in Bangladesh, and there are 6 million families with rural solar rooftop systems. And the subsidy design I did, which was a very, very difficult and controversial subsidy design from theory, and ultimately we had to convince the minister. He said, this is nonsense. And I told him, no, sir, it's right. Please do it. So think from first principles, think big. And the normal scale of those projects was 10,000 households at a time. And I said, forget it. I don't do small projects. 200,000, 2 lakhs. I said, you're mad. I said, of course I'm mad. Because I know that if I go anywhere and I say I'm going to do 200,000 households, then people will say, hey, maybe I can make the batteries for this. Maybe I can make if I say 10,000, nobody's attracted. Like, Nitish Kumar in Bihar said, I'm going to give so many bicycles to girls. So the people who are manufacturing them in Ludhiana said, hey, I will set up my facility in Bihar. Why ship it from Ludhiana? So the scale is very important. Think big, think fresh, think scale. Don't think within the box or outside the box. Think. And in India now, the opportunities are there. You can go there. You know your mind, think big. Okay, we have to end it here, Ridhay, because we're running out of time. Thank you so much. Any last words from you?
Thank you, sir. It's been an honor talking to you, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Let me end it here. I want to talk a few words offline with you. And then
of course.
My
pleasure, sir.
Let's end it here. So I'll be back with another young person or an expert soon. Bye, everybody.